One. Welcome to the Undrafted Armchair Quarterbacks. We're Jim and Joe, lifelong friends, lifelong fans, bringing you fan-driven sports talk the way real fans do. No overpaid experts, no scripted analysis, just honest takes on the games, players, and the big stories shaping sports right now.
We appreciate you joining us. We want you to be a part of every show. Please drop your comments, questions, and takes. We'll read them all and we'll bring them into future shows. Please hit like, subscribe, tell your friends, and join our conversation every week. You make it so much better. And it's for free on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you listen. Good evening, Joe. We came on for a late night special. I wonder why.
There might be a big event going on this weekend. By the way, did you say for free on all those platforms? What? Who's paying for that?
I didn't mention any fees.
So, give me a break. I mean, for free. Hey, what next? The WNBA contract type of money? Hey, listen, we had to have a special edition. I'm on the road. As you can tell, I'm in a hotel room in an undisclosed location. And we're doing it because the show must go on. We have to have an episode about the NCAA March Madness. So it's an exciting time.
Final Four vibes are upon us, and I love it.
Yeah, Sweet 16. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Sweet 16. That's what we're focused on. That's right. There is a lot going on. We will have a special guest tonight. Teddy will be joining us. Basketball aficionado. Basketball. What do they call the people that are experts in wine? Sommelier. Yes. So
like that.
Yeah, he's joining us. Right. Before we get to basketball, because we love all sports. We cover the globe of sports. Is there something else going on?
I had to wear this tonight because it's unofficially opening day. I have to say that because you and I growing up, it was always the Cincinnati Reds that opened the season. I mean, I cherish some of those traditions, but now the game's on now, so no spoiler alert. We're not going to go over it. But I had to wear this shirt. It starts with a D, Dodgers, and I had to say this real quick, that the two teams that are playing tonight, I respect them, the Giants and the Yankees. They're playing in San Francisco. Yep. But can I express my detestation and depreciation for those two teams since I'm a Dodgers fan? Can I get that off my chest?
You can express whatever you want, but when you say you want to express your detestation, I picture squeezing something, like expressing like a dog's anal gland or something like that. But I don't know. Listen, I detest what you just said because I don't understand it. 7 years of high school, kicking in again. Yep. What can I say? The Dodgers are the prohibitive big-time favorites to three-peat. Hasn't been done, and I wish I was in my home. I wish I was in my home studio right now because I'd be pointing to a very special helmet I have right about here. Yep. Hasn't been done since 72, 73, 74, my beloved Oakland A's. Yep. To be honest with you, I would love to see the Dodgers do it. They're earning it, if you know what I mean. So, that's good.
And the A's open up in Toronto, but tonight's show is not about baseball. There's only one game tonight anyway, but we have to always say, as we've always said, it's opening unofficial day.
It means a lot to us growing up in Miami. It springboard us into summer, and where, listen, let's face it, growing up in Miami in the 70s, not a lot of better places to grow up if you like sun, fun, beach, sport. It was the best. And kudos to wherever you grew up. But so without further ado, let's bring Teddy in. Hold on, I gotta send him a message.
And thank you for thank you to our viewers for all the compliments about Teddy, about what an upstanding young man he is. I'm looking forward to hearing his B-ball talk with TNT Teddy. There he is.
Yeah. Hey, Teddy.
Joe, how's it going?
We you almost jumped in a little too soon. We weren't finished with building you up to this, platform that it's hurting our necks to look up.
You guys are
But
too kind.
we bring you in not because of your charm, your good looks, your knowledge about, golf and your good call on the TPC with, calling
Oh,
it
he's my
correct
guy.
and all that.
He's my guy.
I know, but we really brought you in this particular podcast because of your basketball knowledge. I've obviously known you for a full 22 years. You know more about basketball than most people, forgot kind of thing. Wait, no, you forgot more about basketball than most people know,
There you
right?
go.
So
he's a
we
power
brought you in.
load.
Yes,
It's
sir.
the power load. We have an emergency episode because you can tell I'm on the road. I mean, I'm not even supposed to, be on right now, but we had to have it because the Sweet 16 kicks off tomorrow. So let's just get into it. Right off the bat, there are some killer matchups. What are we looking at? What should the average fan out there really be paying attention to when it comes to the Sweet 16?
I can go through the list. I've got it written down right here in ink. Number 11.
That's awesome.
Number 11, Texas, who everybody has been talking about, including us on our last show, taking on number 2, Purdue. What do you guys think?
Love it.
I'll start. Me personally, I can't stand Purdue for some odd reason. I'm not even really like.
Hey,
I don't have a
Bob
good, I don't have a-
Greasy went to
I don't have a good
Purdue. Come
relationship
on.
What?
with Purdue. I mean, there's no reason for me to dislike Purdue at all, but TKR, a lot of those guys on the team, it's just something about it for me. Purdue just doesn't do it for me. Everything in my heart and my body tells me to take Texas. I think their little Cinderella run could maybe get them past Purdue, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think Purdue is just way too experienced and way too big to handle Texas pretty well, in my opinion. I think I'm going to take Purdue to beat Texas.
Man, I thought you were leaning the other way. I thought
Everything in my heart is telling me to take Texas, but I think it stops here with Purdue.
Your heart's not bleeding burnt orange, huh?
No, it's not. No.
Okay. Well, I agree with you, and it's because of the one word you just said, and that's experience for the Boilermakers. And again, you got to like the Boilermakers. I think they may go all the way. They may upset everybody.
They could, yeah, I agree.
What do you think, Joseph?
Oh, first of all, you heard that here. You're not going to hear that coming from me. I can tell you that. I will say, the way they beat Miami tells me they can shut down a decent offense. And I think Texas's, glass slipper falls off on the stairs and breaks, and Purdue wins this game. Not really sure, defensively or offensively, but I think Purdue wins this game, like, in the upper 60s. I just think it's kind of, they shut down Texas and slow down the game. So that's my take.
Gotcha. And then Thursday.
Are you writing these down, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thursday at 7:30, 20 minutes after that Texas Purdue starts. Then at 7:30, we have number 4 Nebraska against number 9 Iowa. What you got, Teddy?
Yeah, it's pretty uncommon that two teams in the same conference kind of run up against each other.
This late.
Especially this late in the Sweet 16, I agree. This is kind of a toss-up for me because I've never really been on the Nebraska bandwagon, but they definitely held their own against Vanderbilt. And Iowa obviously just beat Florida. So these teams, in my opinion, play very, very similar. They play really good, solid Big Ten basketball. I'm going to go ahead and take Iowa here. I think Iowa, it's a very close game. I think Iowa goes ahead and sneaks it out in the final couple minutes.
I'm going to disagree with you. A Big Ten matchup in basketball just made me think of a phrase, 3 feet in a cloud of dust. And that dust is coming from the cornfields of Nebraska. I'm taking the Cornhuskers.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take 3 dribbles in a cloud of, I don't know, powder. Listen, I heard this is not for public knowledge, but I heard they snuck 2 of the girls off the volleyball team to play for the basketball team, and because of that, I think Nebraska wins this game. I don't think they're a Cinderella. They were kind of a, "Whoa, how'd that team get in here?" But they're for real. That until someone beats them, I'm going Nebraska.
Also,
talking about them during the season, they started off like 20-0, Nebraska.
Yeah.
they're a good team. I want to add too.
Yeah.
I saw a stat. This might not be 100% correct, but it's pretty close.
We're not experts.
If there is neither am I. But if there is a 5 seed or higher playing against, I think, our 2 seed or lower, 2 or 1 seed, or it's a 5 seed or higher, and they're playing in the Sweet 16, they have, I think, a 63% chance of winning that game.
Wow.
Odds are a little bit in Iowa's favor, specifically for this matchup, but I think this goes for all the games, and pretty much no matter what, when it comes to March Madness specifically, in my opinion, a point guard or the guards are going to win you the tournament. You look at Zach Edey and Purdue, they don't win because their guards weren't very good. But Walter Clayton, for example, the guards are going to win you tournaments, and they're going to win you games in March Madness. And Bennett Sturts for Iowa is fantastic, and that's also another reason why I like the Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Great point.
Yeah. Before we move on, in case anyone missed this or isn't aware, and I'm sure most people are, it still blows my mind that a power conference basketball team has been playing basketball for about 100 years, literally. This is the first time Nebraska has won a game in the NCAA tournament. I mean, in their history, it still blows my mind. And even though they're number 4, to me, that makes them like a Cinderella team, like an historical Cinderella team. It's amazing. They didn't just win their first game ever. They were 0-7. They've won 2. So I'd kind of like to see their run, keep going personally. That's an emotional, pick.
Good point.
Yeah. Why stop now?
I mean, wouldn't that be funny? First win you've ever won ever, and then you make it to like the Final Four kind of thing. It'd be cool.
I would love it. And Teddy, I got to make one comment about your guard play. That's the reason why I did not pick Florida, is because I was not convinced that they had the guard play, because they sure did last year. We all know
100%.
how they did last year with the best guard in the tournament.
Big men are obviously really prevalent, and Florida has one of the best front courts, if not the best front court in the country.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's your point guards, man. It's your point guard and your guard play. That's going to dictate, in my opinion, who wins the tournament year by year. But totally agree. Totally agree.
And throw in splash in a little defense. The teams that can kind of shut down other offenses combined with that are always good too. Let's move on. Jim, go ahead.
You got it. 9:45 p.m. Thursday night. Arkansas, number 4. Arkansas against number 1 Arizona.
Yeah, this is, out of all the games, they're obviously all going to be spectacular, but there's 3 or 4 games that I'm really interested and really excited to watch, and this is one of them. Obviously, Arkansas is Darius Acuff, who is one of the best players in the country as a freshman. I love the way he plays. He's a great playmaker. But Arizona, man, they are, in my opinion, a really good mix of a team like Florida, a team like Michigan. Their guard play is phenomenal. They have Brandon Berries, who will be a top 15 pick, Jaden Bradley, who won the Big 12 Player of the Year, and their bigs are just as good. I think Arizona is going to win the Natty. I think they're the best team in the country. I love Arkansas and Darius Acuff and Coach Cal. They're a great team, but I think Arizona beats Arkansas by 10 plus points.
I'm going to agree with you on that one, and I won't go into too much. I can't wait to see, though, what John Calipari has in store for Arizona. It's going to be a lot closer than people think, but Arizona's talent will win it out.
Yeah. I have Arizona winning it all. And I take 2 brackets, one just favorites all the way through. The other one I kind of throw in my heart a little bit, my wallet a little bit, and I have Arizona winning the whole thing. Mainly because they've had some close games this year, but they just win games. They seem to be able to win games that aren't necessarily their style. They can play, a little bit in, half court. They can run. I like them until someone beats them, and the way they destroyed some teams this year, man, they are a powerhouse on both sides of the court.
Yeah,
So
I
I like
agree.
it.
I wanted to add one thing too while we're on the topic of Arizona. I wrote one thing down that I thought that was really crazy. Obviously Arizona's path to get to this point hasn't been anything crazy. They haven't played anybody really good, but they have a plus 25 rebound margin against those two teams. And obviously Arizona is a really big team. They're lengthy as well. So defense is going to win you championships, but also rebounding the basketball is going to win you championships as well. And when you
Rebounds,
have a
yeah.
plus 25 rebound margin against teams, it's basically impossible for you to lose that game. So, yeah, the Wildcats, they're good, man. They're a really, really good basketball team, obviously. So, yeah, give me them over the Razorbacks for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Arkansas has had a good year, but I don't think they have enough. So,
and then we got Thursday at 10:05 p.m. This is the last Thursday game. Number 3, Illinois against number 2, Houston.
Yeah, this is another really good game. They're both big. They both have good guards, good wings, good centers. Keen Wagler for Illinois will be a top 10 pick. There's a lot of really good freshmen, obviously. Houston has 2 of them. Illinois has 1 of them. But something about the Big 12, man, I'm a little biased. Obviously, I'm a Kansas fan, so I've watched a lot more Houston basketball than I have Illinois. But in my opinion, outside of maybe Iowa State, I think Houston is probably the second best defensive team in this bracket. I think their offense is pretty similar to Illinois'. But I'm going to go ahead and take Houston here, but I think it's a very, very close game.
And I'll go opposite you. I'm going to take Illinois. No specific reason. It's really a toss-up, to
Jim
be
wants to go
honest with
against me.
you.
He's just picking the opposite.
yeah. Yeah.
You guessed
I
it,
see
Teddy.
I see a trend here happening. Like, what happened? Does he owe you $5 or something, and he hasn't paid you, or what?
That's funny.
Houston's a 2.5 point favorite. I think that's about right. I like Illinois' offense, but I love Houston's total game. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure how many players are back from last year's run. But I like Houston. I actually like Houston's coach. So I think Houston wins this by about 10.
Okay. Now we move on. This is awesome. Friday, 7:10 p.m. Number 1 Duke versus number 5 St. John's.
Yeah, this one is a little bit hard for me to talk about. Obviously, my Jayhawks just lost to St. John's, and I wanted to throw in a quick stat about the KU St. John's game. Obviously, Darren Peterson played well both games, but outside of Darren Peterson, our whole entire team in the first 2 games we played in March Madness made a combined total of 1 3-pointer outside of Darren Peterson in both games. So we had a better field goal percentage, rebound margin, all these stats. They were way better against St. John's, but we ended up losing the game, obviously, by a game winner by Dylan Darling, who is not one of my favorite players. So that was a little sting for me. But I can see a way where St. John's kind of pulls this one out. I think Duke hasn't really looked the best. Obviously, they pulled away against TCU in the round of 32. Duke is, I don't know, something about them. I can see them losing. But I would, if I was a betting man, I would take St. John's spread. I'm pretty sure it's 6.5. But I would love St. John's to cover that, and they can maybe squeeze out a win there. But I'm gonna go ahead and take St. John's. Give me them. Give me the red ones.
Whoa.
Give me St. John's.
It. Now I have to pick Duke because I can't agree with you.
That's
so
correct.
There we go. No, I think Duke takes this game. They haven't looked all that great, but they get past the teams, and they've got the one player, and I hate to just single out one player, but Boozer is the real deal.
Yeah, and his supporting cast, doesn't stink. Shire's had the top 4 recruiting classes out of the last 5 years. Give me a break. So it's not it's Boozer and company, I guess.
I should say that. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you though, Shire. I mean, let's face it. He's not exactly proving he can win the big games. I mean, he's taken arguably the best player in a generation last year and couldn't get it done. Rick Pitino, I like his public locker room speech, which is all over the place on the internet, made me feel pretty good about playing.
Mm-hmm.
It's surprising to me that Duke is only, and I say only, they're only a 6.5-point favorite here. So, I mean, that's gettable if you're St. John's. God, can St. John's just stop Duke enough? And that is a question. I'm betting with my wallet here, not my heart. And I say Duke pulls this one out. As hard as that is for me to say.
Tell us how you
and
really
it's hard.
feel.
It's hard. It's hard for me to say that.
There's a lot of people.
Wait, hold on. I'll be right back.
Yes. Joe will be right back. Technical difficulties.
Yes.
From your undisclosed location. Sorry.
Yes.
Then we get really another bang Friday night. And the thing I don't like is this one starts at 7:35. That's 15 minutes after the first game. Number 1 Michigan against number 4 Alabama. And Teddy, I don't know if you saw their last show yet, what we just did a couple days ago, but we called Alabama a sleeper.
100%.
What do you think about that one?
I agree. And I just want to clarify, I watch every single episode from start to finish. So don't worry about that.
I just said I wasn't sure if you saw it. Thank you, my friend.
No, he don't forget he sends us texts on all the words we said wrong or something. I mean, whatever.
Exactly.
He's watching every episode already.
I just delete him.
Like a freaking, drill instructor.
Yeah. This is another very interesting game. I think it's going to be Michigan's size and bigs against Alabama's guards. Now, obviously, Ian Holloway has his off the court issues. We can just say that. But I think LeBaron Philon is, if not one of the best guards left in this tournament. And Michigan typically tends to struggle with teams that like to run and gun, shoot a lot of threes, offensively minded teams. But so you really got to choose between Alabama's guards and their run and gun game or Michigan's length and their bigs. And it's really hard for me to pick one or the other. But I'm going to go ahead and go with my gut, and I'm going to say Michigan's bigs and their lengths kind of just overpower Alabama as the game goes on, and give me the Wolverines to move to the Elite Eight.
I'll be very quick to tell you I'm going to agree with you on that. I don't think Alabama is going to beat Michigan. Just don't see it.
I'm shocked to see that Michigan is a almost 10-point favorite in this game. Not because of Michigan, but because of Alabama's just potential to literally win this game by 15. The total points is 172, which is
Alabama,
that's another eye opener.
They love to run it up, man.
I know, and I don't think it comes down to Michigan stopping Alabama. I think it comes, can Michigan hang with Alabama and put up, 80, 88 points, which they may need to win this game. I'm going to take Alabama in this because I think Alabama scores 90. And I think Alabama putting up 90 wins this game.
All right.
And I want to say 2 more things before we move on quickly. Kudos to Alabama because obviously their second best player is out, like we just mentioned. And they've beat some really good teams, including, Texas Tech, who obviously they're missing their best player as well. But Texas Tech is still a really good team, and Alabama made them look, pretty shaky. And I'm going to call this here now. I said it in the previous podcast. Michigan will not win the Natty because of their guard play. Ellie Cadeau is not a good enough guard to help them raise a trophy in the Natty. But just want to say
that's why North Carolina ditched him. He begged to stay there. We were like, get out of here. You can't shoot the three. We need perimeter shooting. I
just want to reiterate it again. But Michigan cannot get there because of their guard play. But give me Michigan against the Crimson Tide in the Sweet 16.
I will say this. Ellie Cadeau is really fun to watch. When he's on with his assists and his drives to the basket, for a little guy, he's really pretty crazy. But I agree with you. I just don't think Michigan can hang with Alabama, and they can't stop them. So there you go.
Thank you, gentlemen. Now we've got the next ball game, number 3, Michigan State against number 2, UConn.
Yeah, this is another, really, really good matchup. I think they both play relatively similar. It's hard for me to pick a team. For some reason, I feel like both of these teams, UConn is losing to Marquette at halftime, then they're losing to Xavier. And I feel like they don't play the best and they're so inconsistent, but they always find a way to scrap together a win. And I feel like that's very common with both of these teams. It's so hard for me to pick because I don't like either of these teams, but I'm going to go ahead and take UConn to advance to the Elite Eight.
You picked UConn because I'm picking Tom Izzo and Sparty because of Tom Izzo.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
He finds a way. I agree.
Short and sweet. That's all I got.
Here's what I got. I've got UConn playing, I think, Arizona. I could be wrong, but I'm not an expert, but I think it's UConn getting up there. I think Michigan State is good. I think they've gotten this far because they're good, but they're not great. I think UConn's better, so UConn wins.
Here we go. Gotta like it. And then finally, Friday night, 10 p.m., number 6, Tennessee against number 2, Iowa State.
Yeah, this is another really, really good matchup. Like I said previously, I think Iowa State is the best defensive team in the tournament currently. They looked unbelievable against Kentucky. Like I said in the previous episode, my roommate is a diehard Kentucky fan, so it was very brutal to watch that with him for obvious reasons. But give me Iowa State. They're missing their best player, Joshua Jefferson, who can hopefully come back maybe in a game or two. I don't think so. But Iowa State looks phenomenal right now, and I think they're very hot. Give me them to be the Volunteers and move to the Elite Eight.
I'm going to agree with you there. Just really because of one word you said, defense. That's all I got.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot. I agree with Teddy. The defense is great. The over-under on this game is 138. So,
Oof.
I mean, they're not even predicting this game to get into the 70s per se. I mean, obviously, I realize that could be 70, 60 something, but it looks like a game in the 60s. If I had my brackets to do all over again, I literally might erase a couple teams I have in the Final Four and put Iowa State in there after watching them play. I didn't think they were ready for championship caliber basketball, but watching how they're playing, they look like they are, a well-oiled machine. It's not an accident they're winning games, and I think they easily. They're only favored by 3.5. I think they easily win this game, and I penciled in them to the Great 8.
Gotcha. Love it. And that's it. That's our Sweet 16 predictions.
Yeah. Let's see how they play out. You did write every one of those down, Jim, so I can claim how unbelievably great I was at picking all these. By the way, with the few minutes we have left, there's been some shakeups in the coaching world. I do want to definitely talk about and get all of our thoughts on one of them, which is Hubert Davis. As most people might know, I'm a Tar Heel fan. Been a Tar Heel fan for a long time. Hubert Davis is a great man. He's a very good man. Is he a good, not great basketball coach? I guess North Carolina felt like he is not. I'll be honest with you. Tar Heel Nation has been frustrated with Hubert Davis every year. There's been a reason to be frustrated. He started off his career playing with Roy Williams players, going to the championship game and losing a 16-point lead in the second half, late to Kansas. Congratulations, Teddy.
Thank you.
Obviously, you can say, well, Baycott got hurt, blah, blah. Well, I don't know. He lost, and he had a big lead in the second half. This loss to VCU set a record, an all-time record for the greatest loss ever with a 19-point lead in the second half. In the history of the first round, that's just it starts to become part of your resume. Okay, it starts to become part of your history. You can blame, we didn't have Caleb Wilson. I don't care who you are in the ACC. If you're a blue blood like North Carolina, you are compared to Duke. You are competing with Duke. If you look at their numbers, games are almost even, points are almost even. You've seen the stats every time they play. Duke is blowing North Carolina out of the water in recruiting and in every other way. And then I see North Carolina head coaches, Hubert Davis, I got to hold this closer. Hold on a second. I got to read this. In the round of 64 history, that's the first round, Hubert Davis, 2-2. All other North Carolina coaches combined, 31-2. I just dropped the mic because I don't care what you do in the regular season. I don't care how nice of a guy you are. I don't care how, it's sad, making men out of these young, guys coming here is great. And he does that, but he doesn't win. He doesn't win when it counts. So for that, I agree with firing Hubert Davis, even though it was bad luck losing Caleb Wilson. But I'll be honest with you, even if Caleb Wilson was there, North Carolina played very well without him in that first round game. They actually, had more points per possession than with him during the season. And so he's just not a good game day coach. So I'm sorry it took so long. Go.
That's okay. The last episode you hinted about how hot the seat was for Hubert.
Yeah.
And I think
it wasn't news, but yeah.
And I think Bubba Cunningham, North Carolina's AD, might have seen our short about who held Michael Jordan under 20. That was Dean Smith. Yeah. But then he also watched our full episode and saw that you were suggesting that he might have to go. So Bubba said, I'm going to follow a Marine Tar Heels advice and I'm going to let him go. So there you go.
Yeah, that was it. That's exactly what happened.
That's what happened.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Why not?
I'm not super in favor of one way or the other. Obviously, there's been some things that, Coach Davis has done where he deserves to be fired. There's a lot of pros that he brings to the team as well. But there were a couple stats that I wanted to talk about with Hubert Davis. In the last 5 seasons, I know we talked about, Coach Izzo and how good of a coach he is. They have pretty much to a percentage, 300th of a percentage, the same win percentage in the last 5 years, Coach Izzo and Coach Hubert Davis. So when you put that in perspective, it's he's a good coach, but teams like VCU can't be losing to those teams in the first round of March Madness. He has had a couple horrific losses, especially when it matters most, but at the end of the day, too, he's a good recruiter. I think he's a good coach. He's going to find a really good home somewhere else. But, when you're at a big blue blood school such as UNC, that doesn't fly. And I, am leaning towards, the firing route for sure. But, sad for him to see him go for sure.
Yeah. And you know what? It's kind of funny because right away, of course, you can't help but look at the list of potential candidates from a gazillion people, and bringing up assistant coaches, John Shire, people like that, or maybe an exception. It doesn't always work out, but you always think, well, let's bring it from the family. I know Stephen A. Smith is out there promoting Kenny Smith to be the next head coach. I don't know what kind of coaching pedigree Kenny Smith has. I know he's involved with the youth and he's from New York. That doesn't hurt you. I've seen the list of real legitimate candidates, and none of them are from UNC. But look at this list of names: Billy Donovan, current Chicago Bulls coach; Alselberger from Ohio State; Nate Oates; Mark; Byington; it's Scott Drew from Baylor. There's so many names being tossed around: Tommy Lloyd, Todd Golden. The list goes on and on. I mean, even Michigan, Dusty May. This will be a really coveted job, I think. I don't know why any of those particular guys would leave since they're having great success at the schools they're in. But, boy, you kind of need to get this one right again, because it's just so hard when you have to redo it for another 3, 4, 5 years,
And I wanted to add something, too. Bill Self is maybe hinting at a retirement as well. So I'm kind of in the same boat. I mean, I don't think he's going to retire, and I certainly hope not. But and I hate to say it, I mean, Bill Self, this is a crazy fact. This might not be done for a very long time in any conference, but he won 14 Big 12 titles in a row in a very good conference. And this was pretty recent too. But Bill's starting to slip a little bit, and I hate to say it, but I mean, out of the 23 seasons he's been a coach, we've been a 4-seed or higher in 2 of those seasons, and it was the last 2 years. Obviously, last year we were a 7 seed, this year we were a 4 seed. So Bill's pretty much been a 1, 2, or 3 seed all of his career, and now we're starting to kind of slip a little bit. And I hate to say it because I love Bill so much, but it's just crazy that he might retire because I haven't seen Kansas basketball without Bill really at the helm. So it'll be weird, but we might be in a job hiring situation as well. So it's just crazy what's going on in the world of college basketball for sure.
It is. And then before we go, Jerry McNamara, I've just because, Teddy, you know this, we're from a Syracuse family. Your grandfather, my father-in-law, and of course your mom, Chrissy, my wife, from Syracuse. We've kept an eye on Syracuse basketball for a long time. Couldn't be happier for Jerry McNamara. Listen, when Siena pushes Duke in the first round to the scary limit, and John Shire in the postgame says the first thing out of his mouth was, "I got outcoached."
Yeah.
And Siena was missing their 2 best players. One missed the entire season, the other one a week before the tournament. So Jerry McNamara did that, arguably, on one leg. And so, man, I'm kind of worried being in the ACC. Jim, as an FSU fan, you should be too, because I got a feeling Syracuse within the next 2 or 3 years is going to be a someone to reckon with in the ACC. And North Carolina better keep an eye on that and pick it up a notch because they'll be passed over. They'll be number 4 or 5 in this league if they're not careful. Because Jay Lucas isn't going anywhere either.
Yeah. I'm going to be controversial to that comment. Hey, I wouldn't mind seeing Syracuse win. It's better than Duke. Oh,
yeah. Oh, wait. That's not controversial. That's our message we live for that. Yes. Anything but Duke. ABD.
We just shoot the breeze here on our show and bring it from the heart.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, we do. No, that's good. Teddy, thank you. Tell people where they can follow you or find you.
Yeah, like I said in the last episode, I'll do some stuff on TikTok. Just follow me. It's just my name, Teddy Toth. Nothing crazy. One more thing. I know we're a little over time, but I did bang the winner for the TPC or the players. But there's 3 names that I like for this tournament for the Texas Children's Houston Open. I just want to shout those out real quick. So put a couple bucks on these 3 players. Ben Griffin, Brooks Koepka, and Sung J M. I think one of those 3 players is going to get it done this weekend. Sprinkle some money. Brooks Koepka. He might get his first win back on the PGA Tour. One of those 3 players, though, go ahead and book it. Sprinkle a couple bucks on those 3. And when I come back,
has Bruce been taking private lessons from Dustin Johnson or something? Where's he going to come from? I hope Bruce Koepka makes the cut.
He's been playing some pretty good golf. I
know.
Don't love to say it.
Listen, that's coming from I watched like the first tournament he was back, and I was going to have a drinking game every time I heard Bruce Koepka, mentioned, even though he was never in contention. I was going to do a shot of tequila. I was drugged by the 3rd hole. So, all right, enough already. We know he's back. Let's win the one. We get it over with. All right. Well, I appreciate it. That's it for this one. We may have a special episode on Saturday morning or sometime before the grade 8 games just to see how we did. But either way, that's it for this episode of the Undrafted Armchair Quarterbacks with Jim and Joe and Teddy. Thanks for checking us out and hanging with us for some real fan-driven sports talk.
Yes, and thank you, Teddy, for joining us again. We love having you on. And all you folks out there, too, please drop your comments, questions, and takes. We'll read them all, and we'll bring them into future shows. Please hit like, subscribe, tell your friends about us, and come join us every week for free on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok. Good night, gentlemen.
All right. See you guys, man. We'll be watching some basketball next couple days. Take care. See you, Teddy. All right, man. Love you, James. Take care, buddy.
Love you guys.